The legacy of America's first 20 presidents, pioneers of a nation. The history of the United States is closely intertwined with the vision, leadership, and actions of its presidents. From the founding of the nation to its early expansions and challenges, the first 20 presidents played pivotal roles in shaping the political landscape and laying the foundation for modern America. This account traces the legacy of these men who navigated the complexities of governance, war, and social change, forging the path for the nation's progress. 1. George Washington, 1789 to 1797. As the nation's first president, George Washington is often called the father of his country. He led the country through its formative years, establishing traditions such as the two-term presidency and setting precedents for executive leadership. Washington's steady hand during the creation of the Constitution and his nonpartisan stance helped unite the fledgling nation. 2. John Adams, 1797 to 1801. John Adams, a key figure in the American Revolution, was the first vice president and later the second president. His leadership was marked by the challenge of maintaining neutrality during the European conflicts following the French Revolution, most notably through the XYZ affair and the Quasi-War with France. 3. Thomas Jefferson, 1801 to 1809. Thomas Jefferson's presidency is best remembered for the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, which doubled the size of the United States. As the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, Jefferson championed democratic ideals, even though his tenure also grappled with the complexities of slavery and expansion. 4. James Madison, 1809 to 1817. Known as the "Father of the Constitution," James Madison steered the nation through the War of 1812. His leadership during this conflict, which was seen as the Second War for Independence, helped secure America's place on the world stage. 5. James Monroe, 1817 to 1825. James Monroe's presidency is marked by the Era of Good Feelings, a period of national unity. His Monroe Doctrine, a cornerstone of American foreign policy, warned European powers against further colonization in the Americas, asserting U.S. influence over the Western Hemisphere. 6. John Quincy Adams, 1825 to 1829. The son of John Adams, John Quincy Adams was a diplomatic leader known for his work on the Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of 1812. His presidency, however, was overshadowed by political opposition, but his post-presidential career in Congress was marked by staunch opposition to slavery. 7. Andrew Jackson, 1829 to 1837. A populist president, Andrew Jackson was a controversial figure who reshaped the presidency by empowering the executive branch. His policies, such as the Indian Removal Act, led to the Trail of Tears, a dark chapter in American history, but he remains influential for promoting the concept of a strong, direct relationship between the president and the people. 8. Martin Van Buren, 1837 to 1841. Van Buren, Jackson's vice president, faced economic turmoil during his presidency with the Panic of 1837. His leadership in a time of financial crisis tested his ability to manage domestic issues, but he laid the groundwork for future economic reforms. 9. William Henry Harrison, 1841. Harrison's presidency was the shortest in U.S. history, lasting only 31 days due to his untimely death from pneumonia. His brief tenure is often remembered for his military leadership in the Battle of Tippecanoe and his role as the first president to die in office. 10. John Tyler, 1841 to 1845. John Tyler, Harrison's vice president, became the first vice president to ascend to the presidency upon the death of the sitting president. His tenure was marked by the annexation of Texas and his defense of states' rights, but he faced opposition from his own Whig party. 11. James K. Polk, 1845 to 1849. Polk is often celebrated for his role in territorial expansion. Under his leadership, the United States acquired vast territories through the Mexican-American War, including present-day California, New Mexico, and Arizona, fulfilling the nation's manifest destiny. 12. Zachary Taylor, 1849 to 1850. Taylor was a military hero before his presidency, having served in the Mexican-American War. His short time in office was spent dealing with the divisive issue of slavery and territorial expansion, though his sudden death in 1850 left many of these issues unresolved. 13. Millard Fillmore, 1850 to 1853. Fillmore assumed the presidency after Taylor's death and is best known for signing the Compromise of 1850, a set of laws aimed at resolving tensions between free and slave states. While the compromise delayed the Civil War, it also included the controversial Fugitive Slave Act. 14. Franklin Pierce, 1853–1857. Pierce's presidency was marred by the increasing sectional conflict between North and South. His support for the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed states to decide on slavery, led to violent confrontations known as Bleeding Kansas, and heightened tensions leading up to the Civil War. 15. James Buchanan, 1857–1861. Buchanan is often criticized for his inability to prevent the secession of Southern states. His presidency, marked by inaction in the face of growing divisions, is seen as a direct prelude to the Civil War. 16. Abraham Lincoln, 1861–1865. Abraham Lincoln is one of the most revered figures in American history, guiding the nation through its darkest period, the Civil War. His leadership preserved the Union, and his Emancipation Proclamation laid the foundation for the abolition of slavery. Lincoln was tragically assassinated in 1865, shortly after the war ended. 17. Andrew Johnson, 1865–1869. Succeeding Lincoln after his assassination, Andrew Johnson faced the difficult task of Reconstruction. His lenient policies toward the South and vetoes of civil rights legislation led to his impeachment by the House, though he was acquitted by the Senate. 18. Ulysses S. Grant, 1869–1877. A Civil War hero, Ulysses S. Grant's presidency sought to stabilize the post-war nation. Though his administration was tainted by scandals, Grant worked to protect the rights of African Americans during Reconstruction, including supporting the passage of the 15th Amendment. 19. Rutherford B. Hayes, 1877–1881. Hayes is known for ending Reconstruction through the Compromise of 1877, which settled the disputed 1876 election. His efforts to reform civil service and reconcile the divisions between North and South were significant, though his presidency was seen as a time of retreat from the progress of Reconstruction. 20. James A. Garfield, 1881. Garfield's presidency was cut short by assassination, having served only a few months. However, his brief tenure was marked by his advocacy for civil service reform and his efforts to reduce corruption in government. These first 20 presidents shaped the United States through their leadership in times of war, peace, expansion, and social conflict. Each man left a unique legacy, contributing to the evolution of the presidency and the country. From Washington's steadfast guidance to Garfield's tragic end, the early American presidents laid the groundwork for the nation's future leaders to build upon. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell button to stay updated for the next part of this video. To be continued.